Okay, so what is my first impression of the website? Think out loud and explain your very first impressions. Alright, so I'm looking over the ASOS website and I am seeing well, a couple things. First of all, I got a pop up about cookies. I'm gonna get rid of that so I can see. I'm noticing that it's a really simple color scheme. Everything is this, I don't know if it's a red or a pink. It's like a pinky red and just black and white. So it's designating the sales, the clearance and sale information is really jumping out at me pretty boldly. I'm also seeing that there is free worldwide delivery. I've heard of ASOS before. I know that it's a British brand, so that's interesting to know they have worldwide delivery because I might be more interested in ordering from them once I have that information. And yeah, I would say those are my initial impressions, just that the colors are very bold and that they're really signaling the sale well. So go on and buy 2 items that appeal to you personally. Stop just before entering your credit card detail. Be thorough and critical and explain your experience while you shop. Use 12 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to start off by browsing women's clothes. And it looks like I can choose from, categorized by different garments. There's also, and there's a coupon code here, that's nice, Yay 10. I'm trying to see what other options are on the sidebar. Beauty, skirts, okay, it's up here. Oh, that's just the same thing. Alright, I'm gonna look at some dresses. Alright, so right away I'm seeing, another ad or banner about the sale. That there's clearance items, everything's 10 to 70% off, or an extra 10% off. The things that are up to 70% off, got it. What I'm not sure of is, am I already viewing the sale items, or do I need to, I'm going to click this. Nope. Okay, I'm going to click one of these. Those are really tiny links. There's got to be a way to make these little links here bigger so that they're actually easy to click, especially on a tablet. It's really hard to zoom in on those. Alright, so these are the clearance dresses. It's always good to look for a deal, see what I can find. That's a lot of fringe, okay. Maybe not so surprised those are on clearance. Wow, like everything with fringe is on clearance. This is beautiful. I don't know if it's appropriate for the fall. Clean t-shirt maxi with fringe back. Oh, I didn't even notice. Even more fringe. Wow, it's like the fringe section, not the clearance section. Okay, let me see what else I can find. Very different garments. I like the way the page is laid out. The thumbnails are actually big enough for me to get a good sense of whether I want to look at something in more detail. Okay, I like this one. Let me look at her. Site seems to load pretty quickly. I like that. Okay, and then the page has multiple views of the garment. That's nice. See, you wouldn't even know it has this cutout in the back unless you got to look through all of this. How does that come together? That's interesting. The back of it almost looks like a jacket over, or like a little vest over, but it's not. It's all one piece. Right. What other options? Oh, view catwalk. What is that? It's going to be a video of it in movement. There we go. I would think the play button would be the link, not just the word. There's got to be a way to make both of those the link. Alright, kind of see the dress moving. That's useful, I suppose, to get a sense of the type of material. I can really tell that it's a nice lightweight material this way. Okay, I'm going to close that. Alright. I wonder, I know this is on clearance, so I wonder if I'm going to be able to find my size. Oh darn, not available. Okay, I wonder if there's a way on the site to shop by size so I can just see pictures of stuff. Yep, there sure is. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay. These are really little when you're on a tablet, so I have to zoom way in to make sure I don't select the right thing. Okay, so this is UK sizing. I've ordered from the UK before, so I'm about a 12. And then narrow back down. Now what is still left over? There should be a fringe toggle, so I can decide if I want to see that or not. Alright. Okay, it looks like a lot of the same things, except just not that one that I saw. Bummer. This one's also nice, a little different. Might be like a cool thing on the beach or for a relaxed day. Okay. That looks short. That's my only worry. I wonder if there's any other information about the length of it. Let's see. It tells us information about her. Okay, no, it's the model's information. Brand. It would be nice to just know the actual length of the dress, because then I could compare it to, yeah, this is just the general sizing guide. Then I could compare it to other dresses I have and know, because models obviously have really long legs, so sometimes things look short on them that wouldn't be short on me. But, you know, you never know. If it came there on me, I would think I would need to wear pants still. But it might be alright. I wonder what the return policy is. Returns. Okay, I have to zoom way in. Yeah, if there was a mobile-friendly version of the site, a lot of this stuff could be like bigger buttons or like a drop-down menu or something, a little easier to get to. Return policy for us into the UK, no. Oh, well, how do I see returns UK customers? For international returns policy, click here. Alright. That would be nice if that was front and center. Okay, so international returns policy. How do I find out? Return any item within 28 days. Okay, so that's at my expense, which makes sense, it's international returns. But it means I would not want to take a chance on a $15 dress that would cost me easily that much to send back if I don't like it. So I do need to know as much as possible about how it's going to fit in advance to want to buy it. Okay. This one looks nice though. Let's see what we got here. Not crazy short and no fringe. That print there is actually really pretty. Sure, we're still in focus. Okay. And it should be in my size, because I narrowed by my size. Alright. I really like this one. It's a chiffon. So that would be good for like a party, or you could probably dress it down though and kick around town in it, like a jean jacket. I think this would be good. I'm going to take this one. Okay, so it adds to my bag, gives me an option to check out. That's all good. I was not done just yet looking at the sale dresses though. Oh wow, some of these are like real strip party dresses, which are beautiful, but you know, you buy that stuff if you don't have a specific reason for it, and it just kind of hangs out in your closet. And it never seems to be the right thing to wear, which is a bummer, because who doesn't want to wear like a glittery party dress? Maybe I should just start wearing them to work. Now this is neat, this little geometric print. Again, I'm worried about how short it might be. Let me take a look. How does it look on her legs? Okay, that's not quite as problematic. Because it says she's 5'10". Okay, and she's probably almost all on the leg, because they usually are. Let me see it while she's walking with it. Alright. Yeah, that's a nice feature to really get a sense of the movement of the fabric. Again, especially when you're shopping online and you're shopping internationally, you really, I mean, I don't like to have too many mistakes. If I have to send it back, I have to send it back, but at this price point, I really need to just keep the dress or figure out something to do with it. This should be of my size too, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to try those two. I think they'd be really fun, and luckily where I live, it's still warm for a few more months, so I can get some use out of these. Alright, so now I am going to check out. Let's see. Bag link. Well, I'll view my bag first just to double check everything. Okay, so it's showing me the, I've got thumbnails, I have the name of the item, I have the option to save it for later or remove it, that's good. Size and all that information, and then pricing. Geez, looks like I'm getting a good deal on that embroidered dress. I didn't even notice that initially, that it was originally $150. Okay, yeah, this all looks good, and then I see all the different payment methods, which looks like I've got some good options. And then I need to figure out how this is going to work with delivery. UK standard. Oh, why am I only getting the option of UK delivery? Oh, that's really weird. The website knows I'm in the US. So it's showing US dollars. Let's see what happens when I click pay, if it's going to give me the option when I put in my address. I do usually like to know what the shipping is ahead of time. Okay, it's loading. What do I have? First time at ASOS. Need to sign in and register now. Oh, do I need to? Sign with social media is quickest. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, I guess I will just... go ahead and sign in. Turn the camera away while I put in a password. Oh, there's not a good way to do that. I guess I'll just pick up my device and enter my password. Okay, got that all entered. Sender 1981. No, I do not want newsletters. Okay. I hate having to register just to make a purchase. Like, let me have a guest account and give me a tracking number or some sort of confirmation number. I just find this, like, I don't need an account or some sort of record with every website that I do business with. I'd much rather be able to just check an order based on an order number and leave it at that sometimes. And then later, if I decide, yeah, I'll probably shop there a lot, then I would gladly make an account. An error occurred while processing your request. What is going on? I don't know what I could have done wrong. It just asked me to make an account. Make sure. Yep. Alright, what's happening here? Okay, let me go back to my shopping cart. Pay securely now. Website is loading really slowly. This is kind of frustrating. Now it is again giving me an error. That's a bummer. Yeah, I don't know why it would do that. Oh, okay, so that's weird. I just hit back, but now it is taking me back. Okay, you want me to get just to before my credit card details, which means I need to keep on going. Okay, finally I can enter my country, United States. I can put in my address. That's funny that the first state defaults to is Texas. I don't know, do you get a lot of orders from Texas? That would make sense. Let's see. And my zip code. Okay, this is also the address to deliver to. Next step. I like how clean this is. This is really easy to use on an iPad. Okay, and so now I'm at to payment details. It did not give me any. I hate that I'm not being told or asked about delivery information or told pricing for it. I know it said free, but I don't know, this makes me nervous because I'm putting in my credit card number, which I'm not going to do obviously, but if I had to put my credit card number at this point, I wouldn't know the total I was about to charge, and I know there's still another confirm and pay screen, but not everyone is going to look at this little decision tree here and reminding them that, you know, you'll see your final total before you process your payment. But I think most people would rather just know what their total is before they even put in a credit card number. This, you know, I've had websites where I like had a shopping cart and I was about to buy something and I was freaked out about the fact that they hadn't told me what shipping would cost yet, and I just straight up didn't finish my transaction. So that's something to think about. Alright, so I've finally gotten through all those tasks. Let me go ahead and click on the next thing. You'd like to return one of the products you've just bought. How would you do that, and what are the terms? Use 2 minutes. Well, I actually don't have to get out of this again. I'm just going to go back to the main website. I did look a little bit at the return policy earlier. I found that it was down here. Although I didn't read it in a lot of detail. I did need to specifically look at international returns. I think it would be good if that was a little bit more prominent of a link. If the plan is to do a lot of international business, then put those sort of things front and center. Are there specific rules for specific country? Oh goodness. Okay, so it says you are return something, no problem. Within the 28 days. Basically, if you want to. Okay, yeah, if you want a exchange to explain, if not, inspect goods, not responsible for items that are returned to us by mistake, returns notes for several countries. Okay, so basically what they're saying is these are the rules, plus, sure we're zoomed in, it's a little hard on tiny text like that. Okay, these are the rules, plus you want to find the rule for your specific country, but you also want the rest of the world rule, which I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Also, why aren't these in alphabetical order? It can be really hard to see if your country's even included. And you might just see Russia at the top and think, oh, well, I live in France, which is alphabetically after Russia, so it must not be on this list. So at the very least, these need to be in alphabetical order, but there has got to be a better way, especially given that you can usually auto-detect where someone is, to be able to give them something that's relevant to their country a little more rapidly. But let me go ahead and go to the U.S. returns note, just a PDF. Okay. Okay, so it's not different rules, it's just a thing you need to print off to include as a packing slip. Okay. Well, so that's less important, I suppose, because by the time you're already doing this, you would, and I assume if you use the rest of row one instead of the US one, hopefully it would still work. Oh, and this says free returns. See, that's not really obvious here. I didn't think there were free returns. That affected my shopping choices. I thought I would have to pay if I needed to make a return. So, yeah, putting that more front and center, allowing me to like get to the rules specific for my country quicker would be beneficial for both of us, I would think. Okay. In general, what is your impression of the website, what worked well, and what could be done to improve your experience? So I think overall the website worked really nicely. I mean, it functioned more or less like any other clothing e-commerce site, uh, but the problem was that on an iPad, sometimes the fonts were just really small. I had to zoom way in to get to something to make sure that I didn't click the wrong thing. And there were also just a couple of things that weren't as intuitive as I was expecting. This page with the return policy is a little difficult to go through. I think it needs to be, if not rewritten, the way each factor piece of information is listed needs to be reorganized. And if you're going to do something awesome like free international returns, put it front and center so people actually know. I know you don't want to encourage people to buy a lot of stuff that they plan to return, but at the same time, like that one dress that I saw that I thought might be too short, I might have added that to my order thinking that I could return it if I needed to, except I didn't know that at that point in the transaction. So you might have made an extra sale if I had, had that information. So yeah, I would say this is of the places I looked on the website, this is probably one of the more significant areas, but there were just other areas where the navigation was just a little difficult because of how small things were displaying on the screen. I would think on an actual like phone this would not be possible, so I don't know if there's another option for phones or things like that, but yeah, it was already starting to get difficult on an iPad. And this is a full-size iPad, not a mini. So I would think, yeah, some thought into maybe a mobile version of the site where a few of these things can display just a little differently. I don't think the whole site needs to be redone, but probably more use of drop-down menus than little checkboxes or little links, and that would probably help a lot. Alright, let me move on to the next task. Would you recommend this website to a friend? Sure, for clothes. I thought there was some cool looking clothes. I may even be looking at it a bit more myself after the test is over. Um, I would, based on the beauty of the site or the navigation, no, probably not. It's nothing remarkable, and there's even a few issues with it. Although it's not an awful website, I've certainly tried to navigate ones that were much more difficult to work with. Uh, but the site is appealing as a clothing site, absolutely, and it looks like there's some really interesting variety of garments, and that the prices are pretty awesome for, if the quality's good, I'd have to see and order something, but assuming the quality is decent, it seems like their sale items are a pretty good value. Alright, well, so that's my review of the website, and I hope I completed all the tasks the way you hoped. Uh, and that my feedback has been helpful to you in improving your site. Thank you so much for listening to what I have to say.